Hi guys, welcome to the Friday Night Hideout, starting with Gail's Southern Living. Right after me is going to be Simply Jan Homestead. Okay, let's see who's in here today. Simply Jan Homestead and Philbick. Long day, I need to sit down with y'all. Yeah, you should. Take a rest. Jamie's Country Living. I did some weeding in the garden today myself. Oh, thank you, Jan. Let's see. Very cool. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out this evening. Not a huge bunch of stuff to talk about. I thought I'd mention a couple of collabs that are coming up. The Ozark meetup is also coming up in June, and it is at the Gasconade Resort in Missouri. And I will be there. I already have a spot booked for that. I also plan to more than likely go to the Pinecone Fest, which is in October. So, and those are pretty much all the plans I have for YouTube events for 2026. Hubby has a certain amount of time off, and so that determines what trips we can take. Hi, Ariella, how are you? Yep, so that's that. Yep, so today, what did I do today? Oh, I went to the Dollar Tree. I had to pick up some different items for ministry and a couple of other things I wanted for some little gifty things I was putting together. So that's pretty much, I did some weeding on a couple of areas in the garden, fed the chickens, did some laundry, worked on cleaning my dining room. I have a huge two-sided desk in there, and it's a nice cherry wood color, and also our dining room table is in there. And I cleaned off the top of it completely, and then I cleaned out one of the drawers there. So that's what I was doing, a little spring cleaning, actually in the spring this time. Seems like I almost do that twice a year, like spring and fall. Can't wait for the meetup. The giveaways are going to be epic. Yes, that's kind of what I was working on. I've been planning in my head some items I wanted to give away for the Ozark meetup. My mom is also going to donate something from Broken Hearts Ministry, so I'm excited about that. So I'm making plans. I got my plans that I'm making for that, and it's going to be a fun time. The Ozark meetup is going to be fun. It's always kind of a hot time, so you kind of have to bring your shorts or your capris, maybe a couple of sleeveless shirts and some like flip-flops or something. Not like our meetup that was like freezing. Yeah. So, but it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. And if you haven't considered going, you should totally consider trying to go to it. It's a lot of fun. And it's going to be in a new place this year, so I don't know anything about this park, but it looks cool in the videos that I've seen. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's pretty much it. I got most everything planted except for one thing in garden. Might throw a few more seeds in if some things aren't coming up right. I have managed to get one tomatillo up, and it does have some on it. It kind of, instead of standing up, it's kind of like laid down, curled up like that, kind of weird. And I tried to straighten it up, but it seems like it's just what it wants to do. So I'm just going to let it be. But it's, it's putting on little, I guess it would be the fruits. It's either the fruits or the flowers, but it's putting on the little things. And I didn't actually get any. Yeah, it is sweet of her. I didn't actually get any tomatillas last year, so I'm hoping I get some this year. But yeah, I'm, trying to, you know, work on the next thing that's coming up, which is did you start those in hydroponics? No, I did not. Well, okay. I did try to start some tomatillas in hydroponics, but they didn't come up. But I think it's because the tomatoes around them were so aggressive that they were struggling to get enough light. So basically, whatever come up on its own from hydroponics, I just transferred into the garden. I didn't start again. So this is my months now that I'm taking off from hydroponics until it gets hot and things start to die in the yard. I will start back with my hydroponics for fall and winter. Yeah, I wish you could go too. Hello, Lori with It All Adds Up. How are you? Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. How are you? So that is pretty much it. It was actually like 60 something degrees, which felt kind of cool for me because it's been in the 90s and some days in the 80s. So I actually have like an elbow sleeve, and I actually have sweatpants on today, and I was not hot all day. Matter of fact, I started off the day in some gray sweatpants, and I got them wet and dirty. And so I peeled those off and put another pair of gray sweatpants on, but these were different ones. So I've already gone through a couple of sets of clothes today. So, and I was working on laundry too, but I didn't think I would be wearing my sweatpants anymore this year, but that's awesome. I'm glad you like them. That's another thing I've been doing is I've been getting seeds ready to bring to the Ozark meetup as well. So I'll have because she does like a seed swap on the table where people bring seeds to leave and take back seeds that they want. So, hi, Lori's World. How are you? When I was harvesting my cilantro, I accidentally picked one of my tomatillas. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about planting a couple more zucchini. And I actually transplanted a couple of my garlic to protect some of my other plants. So, and I don't know if it's I've transplanted other garlic from another area where it wasn't supposed to be to another area. So I would say you could do it pretty successfully if you get the roots pretty well. So we'll see how that turns out. But I have a lot of garlic, so I think it's going to be fine, even if I happen to lose those. But I don't think I will. I think they're going to transplant just fine. But I thought I might move them over to help protect the squash a little bit. Thank you. Thank you, RLL. Definitely needed. I took up the front yard to grow in totes. It's all rose bushes. Oh yeah, I've been wanting rose bushes for a while, but I don't have any. But I have been wanting to do some. Lori, and the other Lori, and the other Lori. Garlic is huge. I know. My garlic is huge too. The one that I pulled up, it was a pretty good size already. It was already a pretty good size, but I just took it out. I managed to get all the roots. Out of all the ones I transplanted, I only messed up one. So, hey, not bad. And I think I transplanted like 6 or 8 just to protect some of my squash. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I have lots of squash. I mean, lots of garlic. Hi, Robin. How are you? Jennifer Ocean Homestead, welcome in. So there's a couple of collaborations coming out. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So there is a new challenge I heard about on my live the other day, mine and Heather's live. The hashtag 5-gallon bucket challenge. hosted by Outdoors with Big Matt. So if you are a gardener, you may consider joining that one. And this is basically one where you show yourself planting, and it's going to be 1 tomato, 1 pepper, or 1 potato. Make sure I got that right. I'm trying to, I have trouble seeing when it's so little. Let me know if I got it right. Okay, let's see if I got that right. All right. 5-gallon bucket challenge. Yeah, that's it. That's a hashtag hosted by Outdoors with Big Matt. So if you're in, and I think it's kind of like a single seed challenge in that you grow 1 potato, 1 tomato, and 1 pepper, but you could grow just a tomato or just a pepper or just a potato. I think it's just basically to show, it didn't say in the video, but I think it's to show basically what you can grow with 1 seed and 1 5-gallon bucket. It could be a new bucket, old bucket, any type of tomato. There's no, there's no rules on that. I know there's rumored to be a giveaway with that. If you put out a video showing yourself planting, it is going to have to be from seed. You can grow as many seeds as you want. Okay, I did not hear that in the video. To me, it sounded like you're going to grow 1 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this. But maybe it just meant as many as you want. But anyway, I don't have any more potatoes to grow. I've already planted my potatoes a while back. Thank you. Thank you, Ariella. Much appreciated. I've already planted all my potatoes that I bought seed potatoes that I bought. So I'll probably just do, I have some mini peppers that I got from the IBG seed swap. I think it was from that, or it was just from Adrian in general. But anyway, I got some pepper seeds, and then I have some tomatoes. I had not planted any of the Roma tomatoes from the survival seeds. So I was considering maybe doing a Roma tomato. Matt changed it, Gail. Oh, he did? Okay. Okay. Well, I noticed that there was another video that came out while I was getting ready for this live, but I have time to go back and watch that video too. So there may be new information added to the collaboration, but that is the hashtag. That is the channel that's doing it. I'm guessing it'll be over summer. Seed potatoes are all planted as well. Yeah, mine are too. I have 3 in grow bags and 1 in a raised bed, small raised bed container. So yeah. So yeah, there's some challenges, some changes made to it. So I'll go back and listen to the new information. I haven't joined it yet. I basically have 3 buckets. So I won't be able to do any more than 3 unless I go grab another bucket. So, and I don't really want to mess with my soil, my new soil that I'm trying to, my compost soil over there that I'm trying to grow. I don't really want to mess with that anymore this year. So anything else I grow will have to be from store-bought soil because I'm working on my compost dirt for next year. So yeah, 10 in hills and 2 in grow bags. Yeah, cool. This is my first time with potatoes, so I'm a newbie, but they look like they're doing okay to me, in my opinion. So also there is another gardening type challenge. It is my collaboration. Hashtag weird container growing 26. That is going to be for May, June, and July. I'm thinking those are the most prime planting months where you can show yourself planting in some sort of weird container. I'll put as many of those as I can find into a playlist. I'm going to do a little monthly giveaway, something small, depending on how many items are donated from other people. But as basically, as far as I'm concerned, it will be a pretty small giveaway. But if other people give toward it, it could get bigger. So I'm not going to be able to do those giveaways on the fourth Friday of the month because I have a church activity that's going to be happening monthly through the end of the year. Like every Friday, every fourth Friday of the month, I will not have a live because we are having game night at church, and husband and I, we are leading that. So we have to be there because we're leading that. So I moved the weird container growing giveaway for May, June, and July to the third Friday of the month. I already got the first one scheduled. So the first one will be May 22nd. Second one will be June 19th. And the last and final one will be on July 24th. So that's the third Friday for May, June, and July. So if you're interested in donating a prize, if you will text me or email me, and I will try to get that written down. And what month you want to do as well. Yeah, my potatoes are doing well. I'm a newbie at it, but they seem to be doing okay. Yeah, they do seem like they're low maintenance. So far, I'm just like, why did I wait so long? But I just went to our little local garden center and I bought 3 red potatoes, and I actually chitted mine. I know some people chit them, some people don't. I actually did chit mine, and then I let them grow for a week or so to get the little eyes on them, you know. Anyway, so that's what I had seen in the videos. I know everybody kind of does that a little bit differently. I just kind of followed a video because I didn't have any more information. So also there is another challenge coming out for the month of May. It is the Healthy Snack Collaboration that is put out every year. It is hosted by Mountain Grandma, by Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, and myself. It's going to be for the month of May. So any type of healthy, it could be low sugar, it could be low fat, it could be what you consider to be healthy, because everybody's idea of healthy is different. So if you want to join in that, she may still have some dates left because Tammy's the one that makes the schedule. If you want to join it, let me know, or email Tammy to try to get yourself a date for that. Oh, your 33rd anniversary. When? When is your 33rd anniversary? May 22nd? Yeah, Heather had a birthday yesterday. Did y'all hear about that? Heather had a birthday. Hi, Deanna. How are you? Dee's Garden Adventures. Hello, hello. Yeah. Pontiac red tomatoes. I don't know the exact kind of potatoes they were. They had red, they had russet, and seemed like they might have had white. So I don't know. I just picked the red ones, and that's what I got. I got 3 of those, and I chitted them into smaller pieces. She did have a couple of slots open for that collab. Yeah. Yeah, I've been selling it to my friends, so I don't know if she's filled those spots since then. Her 21st birthday, yes. Hmm. Yeah. On the 25th of May, only God has a hand in the marriage. Our 25th is the 4th of May. Okay, so that's coming up. Today's the first. Saturday, Sunday. So that's Monday. So happy anniversary to Lori and Bob and Ann and her spouse. That's too much information, Lori. Oh, my. You never know. You never know. Thank you, Deanna. I will go by and check that out. I've been trying to just have a mental note of who all puts out survival seed videos, and just I go back and check and try to watch all of them. I try to also share them, and I don't have a playlist, but I think uh, because it's not. I mean, I'm not the main host or anything. But anyway, I'm trying to get all the survival seeds videos watched. I did get a really cool. Hold on just a second. Let me show you. Okay. So this is a compost bucket I won from Survival Seeds collaboration. I believe Lori and Bob are the ones that donated this prize to the Survival Seeds collaboration. And it's basically a compost bucket. I don't know if this is supposed to be for inside or outside. I'm just kind of curious about that. It does have the air holes up here. Has a list of what you can put in it and what you should not put in it. So I was thinking it might be for inside the house. But yeah, I won this from Survival Seeds. This is my first winning for Survival Seeds for 2026. My first win for this year. All right, let's see what everybody's saying. Beautiful day for hiking. Hello, Kevin with Tuber Chat. What's up? Word up. Word up. You're such a girl. Who's a girl? Okay. All right, Kathy. Be safe. Let's see. I haven't been able to catch a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Oh no, does that mean you're in distress? Do you need help with something? Anyway, I haven't been able to catch a Tuber Chat live in a while. I don't know how I don't really know how I'm missing it. I don't know if they're doing it less or I have no idea. Jen's laughing, but I'm not sure why. It's probably at me because I say and do funny things all the time. I won one of those. That's for inside. I thought it was for inside because it's small. And I thought, well, you could put your eggshells, coffee and coffee filter, banana peels, maybe some shredded paper. I don't know, whatever else is on the list. It actually said you could put bread in there. What? Bread? I was like, is that for real? Bread doesn't sound like something you would put in the compost. Yeah, my first win for this year from Survival Seeds. So I'm excited about that. Inside or outside. I was kind of thinking it would be really cool to leave it inside and just like leave it in there until it fills up because I do pretty commonly take out coffee grounds, eggshells, different things. I take them out and put them in the compost. So it'd be nice to fill that up, even if it's halfway or all the way, whatever. And then when it's done, go dump it into my compost area that I have, which I have 3 different areas. Oh, today is May Day. Okay, I get it now. Thank you, Jennifer. Sometimes I need things explained to me because, Yeah, I am sensitive. I didn't hear anything offensive or ugly today that made me wanna cry, but maybe I missed something. I take things offensively when they probably shouldn't be, and then other times when it should be offensive, I just totally miss it. That's possible. Oh, laughing at Heather. Yeah, that's me. Yep. That's what makes me who I am. I was a sensitive child. Uh really kind of bullied in elementary school. But then by the time I got to junior high and high school, I wasn't really bullied. I was maybe talked down to by some, popular, wealthier, kids in junior high and high school, but I wasn't like bullied, like, people pulling my hair and, you know, putting my head in the toilet or anything like that, shoving me in a locker. I didn't have any of that kind of stuff going on. Cut up veggie scraps. Um, I have controversy with vegetable scraps in my yard because the ant population is so prevalent that I don't really use vegetable scraps in my garden because it just attracts more ants. I have enough ant problems. I do occasionally use like a banana peel or a orange peel, stuff like that. Citrus actually wards off certain bugs. Yeah, and I actually put the coffee filter. I also shred paper. But yeah, I'm sensitive. I've been sensitive since I was a little kid. Mental abuse, not physical. Well, I would say with an alcoholic father, I definitely had some mental abuse. Also, previous relationships that were uh, physical, mental abuse, and controlling different people on that. Anyway, so all of that kind of builds up to the person that I am, which I'm not apologizing for. What makes me who I am, the sensitive but sweet, opinionated, but also like very much not wanting anyone to really be bullied. But sometimes I do feel like I need to tell people the truth. But to me, telling the truth to someone who needs to hear it is actually being a friend. When you watch someone fail, when you watch a friend fail and you don't tell them what you believe to be true, you're actually not doing them a favor. True friends will tell you when you're wrong. Example, Lou Ann with Blackberry Rock Homestead talks to me on the phone sometimes. And one time I was telling her a situation in my life, and she said, "No, that's wrong. You did not handle that right. You should have blah, 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 blah." And she was completely right. And she called me on it because that's what friends are supposed to do. They're not supposed to tell you what you want to hear. They're supposed to tell you what's right. They're supposed to correct you and tell you what's right. That doesn't mean correct me on every single mistake I make in a video because I know I'm not the best at that, but I do the best I can. Red ants are demonic. Yes, they are. My sister is just starting with gardening and she had some red ant bites on her hand. They were in one of her beds and she didn't know it, and a bunch of them bit her. So she was calling me, asking me what to do. And I said, "Girl, I have lots of experience. This is what I learned." Yeah, yeah. Sometimes mental can be worse than physical, but the physical also affects your mind too. So mental and physical both affect your mind. Even though physical is physical, it also makes you feel not good about yourself and like you're not good enough. Hmm. She's talking about a price for something, but I don't know what she's talking about. Thank you, Lori. So anyway, so if I ever, have to tell you something that's not pleasant to hear, just realize that my constructive criticism, if I choose to take the time for the uncomfortableness of telling you that, because it's very uncomfortable for me, because that's not my personality to walk around and correct people. Like, I don't do that. As someone who knows me very well, like Jan, she will say, I don't correct nobody ever. I will just, oh, somebody's doing something wrong, I will just walk away. I'm like, I can't even, I don't even want to deal with that. Even when I used to work in places, I would do that, unless it was the times when I was like a shift leader type person where I had to lead that way. In the case when I did work in that situation, the people were younger than me, so it was like I was mentoring them. But ooh, Chinese food sounds really good. Ooh, now I want Chinese food. We're actually going to have spaghetti for dinner. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? Red ants are a sign from God. This isn't where you should live. Well, yeah. You mean in Texas in general? Because they're everywhere here. Hmm. Yeah, now we all want Chinese food. Now I don't want my spaghetti. Now I want Chinese food. And there's not any Chinese food in this town. There's like no Chinese food in this town. We would have to drive to another town. I've experienced both physical and mental abuse in a previous marriage, and I think the mental abuse by far more damaging. I got to admit, having that I've had the mental abuse, the physical abuse, and the controlling behavior. The controlling spouse was the hardest for me out of all the abuse that I've dealt with in my life. Controlling behavior was the hardest for me because I just grew up in a very controlling household. Father, yelling, screaming, throwing things. Um, so I don't really like people telling me what to do, because it takes me back to childhood, and I want to be independent. And I was so very independent that once I left home, I did not ask for things. But my younger sister did sometimes. But one time I went to I went to my mom and I said, Mom, I need money for gas. And my mom starts digging in her purse and pulling out quarters. And my dad goes, Hey, what you doing? Asking my mom what she was doing. And she said, Sandra's asking for some gas money. And he's like, she's asking for gas money. She never asked for anything. Oh my gosh, she must really need it. So my dad pulls out his wallet and hands me $20 and says, Here, if she's asking, she's really down to like nothing, because she won't ask unless she has to. So that's the type of person I am. That doesn't mean I won't ever accept help if it's offered, but it's just hard for me to ask for help, even from my own parents. Cauliflower crust pizza day. You know what? I think we had the cauliflower crust pizza on Wednesday. So anyway, I pretty much buy one of those per payday. So yeah. Yeah. The only time I ever really had to correct, I was like a manager type person, for Blockbuster, like a million years ago. But all the kids that were working for me were like younger, like little high school kids. So it was easier. I was in my 20s and they were younger. So it was easy to correct them because they were younger than me and kind of saw me as an adult and more, older and stuff. So it was easier. But correcting people above my age, definitely. Plus, it's in the Bible. You really really not supposed to correct people that are older than you. It's in the Bible, you're supposed to respect your elders. So I don't correct people that are older than me. But I will occasionally tell a friend something that I feel like they need to hear. A district trainer. Jan had Jan had several type jobs. I had some pretties. Yeah, the controlling behavior was the most terrifying to me. Yeah, that I just this is how bad the controlling behavior was. I had lost my vehicle. You see how nervous it makes me because I'm sitting here playing with my hair. Lost my vehicle in my previous relationship before that. So one bad relationship to the next. Okay. So I had no vehicle. So he purposely got a manual vehicle so that I could not drive it, knowing that I could not drive it. He didn't want me to go nowhere. I couldn't go see my parents. I couldn't even go shopping with his mother with him not there. I couldn't take a shower by myself. I couldn't wear my hair down if I went somewhere without him. It's just insanity. Like I was only allowed to wear certain things. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I can't even explain how controlling it really was. It was the scariest thing to me in my whole life to be told what to do in that manner. It was terrifying, guys. And I called my younger sister and I'm like, please, please, please get me out of here. I was begging her. And she was having hi Wanda, how are you? My younger sister was having an asthma attack. She was supposed to be coming to get me. And somebody was with her. And I was like, please come. You have to come. I said, I've already told him you can't just leave me here. I said, I don't know what he'll do. I've already told him you can't I said, you can't not come now. Bye, Linda. Have fun with your Chinese food. Yeah. I would say controlling behavior is part of emotional abuse as well. Yeah, that controlling one was the scariest thing for me. It meatloaf. Meatloaf sounds good. Yeah, that controlling behavior is terrifying for me. I'm very independent. I worked from 17 all the way up until I got my injury at the school. And then it was like a court case and it was like a like a workers comp kind of thing, and they had to pay out money and they had to pay for my doctors and tests and different things, physical therapy. So basically got an injury when I was working for a school, which was a government job. And then I tried to go back and work one more time after that. But the physical pain was too much for me to continue working. Ever since that particular thing happened with the neck, I can't stand too long, sit too long, lay too long. I mean, anything for too long. Um, and so even if I'm watching TV or something, if I'm sitting too long, I have to get up and kind of walk around. So, and for a very long time, I could not turn my neck very well. And I was working with special needs children. You kind of have to be able to turn your neck to follow them because Down syndrome kids, when they're in like a PE type environment, hi Tamara, will not, if they hear another kid crying, I think Down syndrome and also autistic too, some of them, if they hear a kid crying, they will walk up and whack them. They'll hit them. So you have to watch them very close because they could get violent in a New York second. And because you're the para, you're supposed to be watching them. So I had to be watching them and following them, running around with my neck and try to stop a situation before it happened. So they wouldn't, I told him I couldn't go to the PE class because it was too hard to follow him with my neck. And so anyway, I ended up staying home and I didn't go back to work. So they had to pay me for my last 6 months of work. Yeah, guide with kindness. Yeah. I typically don't correct people older than me because of the way I was raised. Um, props to those who get away, get away, and prayers for those who are just stuck. Yeah. Yeah, definitely need to get away from that type of situation. I did spend many years taking care of myself. I've lived alone, lived with my sister, lived in the YWCA, lived with a friend. I've lived by myself, not in a relationship for long enough to know how to take care of myself. So I'm not dependent on a person. I can take care of myself, do my finances, do my own paperwork, take care of what I need to do to eat and have the things I need. I mean, I basically know how to provide for myself. Yeah, I am independent. So, but I mean, currently not right now because he's paying the bills. But I do have a YouTube job. Not that that pays very well, but I have it. So there's that. Yeah, that's terrifying. I feel so bad. I wish I could help them. And some of these people out there that are homeless, some of them were abused by a spouse or even a family member. Yes. Jesus definitely has pulled me out of many, many things that could have been bad. Oh, well, you have a lot of relationships on YouTube. I wish you could have some better relationships over there where you are. I am a warrior too. I'm a survivor. There's the song. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. Y'all know that song? Yeah, that's me. I'm a survivor. Yeah, I believe, Ariella should have love just like everybody else. I believe that we love you. We are your family and we love you. And you have a father. You have a father up in heaven that's with you all the time. Even when Gail can't be there and Jan can't be there and Lori can't be there and Heather can't be there, God is always with you. When I'm not there and other people are not there for you, God is always there. He will never ever leave you or forsake you. He is always there. So, and I tell the people out that are out there homeless, hi Endale Homestead, that they are not alone. Sometimes when I'm standing there and we're praying with them, God will tell me something I'm supposed to say to them when we're standing there. And sometimes He tells me just to tell them that they're not alone, that He's with them. So that's what I do. I try to do what I'm instructed to do. Though I am definitely not perfect. But we did just do ministry last weekend. We handed out 12 bags. My husband went with one of his friends, went with us. And we ran into one person. Hello, SNJ 1966. Welcome in. We ran into one person that I said, would you like a bag of food? He looked at me like I was crazy. Would you like a drink? Again, looked at me like I had two heads. I kept asking him questions, and he could not understand what I was saying to him. He didn't look jittery, so I didn't think he was on a drug or anything. But then my husband walked up with a can of soda, like a generic can of something, and he goes, Shasta? Because he saw my husband holding it. And so he understood that what that drink was. And so he took the drink from my husband. But for some reason, he could not understand what I was saying. So I have no idea if that was some kind of mental something that was every time you go out to minister to the homeless people, every time we go out, there's always one that breaks your heart for whatever reason. They're really skinny. Like this one guy could not understand what we were saying. And it was just heartbreaking. And I have no idea what was going on with them. But we did, we try to pray when we're out there because, you have to twist and turn. And mom will be driving and I'll be scanning. And then I'll say, okay, mom, somebody's in Dollar General or somebody's at Dollar Tree. Somebody's in that guy. Okay, pull up to this, abandoned building or whatever, turn around, make it around back to them, So we're constantly turning around and trying to get back to people that we see. And sometimes that's easier than other times. So we try to pray before we go out so we don't have an accident and to put the people in our path that we're supposed to minister to. And we try to pray with them. We try to ask them, what they need. We give them a bag of food. We give them a bag of toiletries. We usually give them cold drinks. We also have blankets. In the winter, we have other things. In the summer, we try to have more like water bottles and sometimes hats, things like that. So we have like summer type items and winter type items. We even have someone very graciously has donated dog food. So we even have dog food for the homeless people who have dogs. Dog biscuits, dog toys, all the good dog stuff for the dogs that was donated. I'm lost song and planting succulents. I get planting succulents, but why are you lost song? Listening. You're listening to music. Okay. I figured you meant something about music. Yeah. So that's what we do. We just go out and hand stuff. We go with a full vehicle and we come back with less stuff. Once we've given out all the food bags, we consider ourselves done. There has been times when it's harder to find people. And sometimes we'll go back with one or two and we'll just leave those in the front of my mom's vehicle. And she will hand those out like when she goes to Walmart. She lives in a bigger city. I live in a smaller city, so I don't really see people very often. Hello, the Presbyterian gardener. How are you? So yeah, so so we try to do that. We try to go out and hand food out to the homeless once a month. I'll drive over to Abilene and do that. Robin, what's up, Robin? So that's pretty much it. I've been trying to stock up my pantry for the homeless for the next time we go out. Like as soon as we go out, we're already trying to build back up our stock um, to get stuff together for the next time because it's a constant thing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is my calling to go out there and minister to them. And it's in memory of my older sister, Gretchen. And my mom said one day, she said, I'm going to do this until the day I die. And she is now 77 years old. And she mostly does the driving. She will occasionally get out, but I do the walking around. And like if we have to, sometimes we have to, she has to let me out. I have to hand the bag out, and then she'll come back and pick me up. It depends on where it's at. You never know what kind of traffic area you're going into. But yeah, I find donating items to the homeless very rewarding. And it's a way to just kind of make amends for the fact that we didn't get to minister to my sister. But we did not know she was homeless. She never told us or asked for help or anything, because we would have totally helped her. But we didn't get a chance. So we try to help other people. We try to help other people, um, you know, because we couldn't help Gretchen. So we try to help other people. And, so constantly gathering items. We actually just ordered a couple of items from Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and make a video on that to show what we got with our Broken Hearts Ministry paycheck number 3. Just got our 3rd paycheck and ordered from Amazon. Yeah. If I would have known that I was never, ever, ever going to have a child, I probably would have adopted a child when I was younger. But now that I'm getting older, I feel like I've passed that part of my life. And I won't be adopting a child now. But I think if I would have thought of it earlier and known and not wasted so much time on it, I would have just went ahead and adopted a child, because there's so many kids out there that could use the love. But I can't know what I didn't know then. So, but we're glad you're here in our life, Ariella. I know your life's not been perfect, but your life here is not as good as it's going to be when you're up in heaven with your Father, because this is just our temporary home. Our permanent home is up there with Him. Yeah. 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 There's a lot of bad foster homes out there. And even parents who the kid ends up with the mom or the dad, sometimes the judge does not put the child with the right parent. And so the child's life is bad, like an adopted child or a foster child. The child's life is bad. Sometimes they just take the child away from the wrong parent, because one parent had more money and a lawyer that was more, seasoned and older and more experienced. And this other one got some, lawyer that was assigned from the government that was, not as good. And it's not fair, you know. So that's very sad for kids. Yeah. Well, I've ministered to a lot of other people's kids, in my lifetime. I even did the Big Sister program. I don't know if you've ever heard the Big Sister, heard of the Big Brother, Big Sister program. I did that for a while. Yeah. Hubby just got home. So Simply Jan Homestead is going to be going live at 6 o'clock. We have a link put in the chat at some point, or if someone wants to go ahead and add it again. Don't know what her subject is today, but I did see a thumbnail, and I do know that she is having a live tonight. So I want you guys to go by and check out Jan. I'm going to go ahead and end this here for tonight, guys. Go by and check out Simply Jan Homestead. Tell her I said hello. Bright and Taz want to say hi too. That's my baby boy. All right, guys. You guys have a good weekend. And I hope you guys all have a great anniversary. Those celebrating anniversaries, enjoy your time together, and go by and check out Jan's channel and tell her hello. And I will see you guys on Wednesday with Heather for Healthy Goes Wednesday. And that's it. That's it. You guys all have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your time in the garden. And I wish you rain, but not bad weather, and not hail, and not flooding. Just regular old rain. Nothing bad with it. Just regular plain old rain. You guys have a great weekend. And thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate all of you. Bye, everybody.